The war had ended, but its echoes still haunted the stars. Captain Ilara Miles stood at the edge of the ruined amphitheater, boots crunching over scorched glass where a lush garden once bloomed. This was Kael'tor Prime, or what remained of it. The once glorious homeworld of the Vayari was now a graveyard orbiting a dying sun, hollowed out by orbital bombardments and poisoned soil. Ilara adjusted her helmet, the visor filtering the planet's irradiated atmosphere. Her team spread out behind her. A dozen soldiers, hardened by battles against the Vayari, Earth's most formidable adversary in the long interstellar war. And now they were here on a different kind of mission, cleanup. Intel said one high-value target remained. Possibly wounded, maybe already dead. The last trace of the Vayari royal bloodline. Queen Zayara. Her orders were clear. Find her and eliminate her. The War Council feared what a surviving queen could become. A symbol, a rallying cry for any Vayari insurgents scattered in deep space. Ilara had argued for capture, for diplomacy. She was overruled. The queen had to die. They advanced through the crumbling capital, following the energy signature that shimmered faintly on their scanners. The Vayari tech was organic, semi-sentient, notoriously difficult to trace. But something pulsed below the palace ruins, beneath the catacombs that had once served as ritual chambers. Ilara led her squad through tunnels damp with condensation, lit by bioluminescent tendrils still flickering weakly in the dark. The walls were alive, breathing faintly. The Vayari had grown their cities like coral reefs, shaping stone and bone with bioengineering unmatched in the galaxy. Then she heard it. Soft melodic hum. Didn't register on comms. It was inside her head. Ilara turned a corner and stopped. There, lying amid a cracked basin surrounded by dying tendrils, was Queen Zayara. Even weakened and wounded, she radiated power. Her 4 arms lay limp, and translucent blood seeped from slashes across her abdomen. Her skin shimmered like liquid crystal, flickering with alien biolight. Her eyes, enormous and obsidian, locked onto Ilara. "You're late," a voice whispered inside Ilara's mind. "Captain." One of her soldiers stepped forward, rifle raised. "Target acquired." Ilara didn't move. Zayara's voice echoed again, not from her mouth, but telepathically, ancient and exhausted. "I did not summon you to die. I summoned you to listen." The air shimmered. Something stirred in Ilara's mind, a rush of memories not her own. Battles, births, songs sung in orbiting gardens. Grief echoed through entire species as planets died. The Vayari queen was projecting fragments of her life into Ilara's consciousness. A final plea. "I said stand down." Ilara barked, stepping between her squad and the queen. The soldiers hesitated. "You're disobeying a direct order," Lieutenant Rourke said, face unreadable behind his helmet. "She's dying." "She can barely move," Ilara replied. "She's not a threat anymore." "That's not our call." "It is now," Ilara said. She raised her weapon, not at the queen but at her own team. There was a tense silence. Then Rourke slowly lowered his rifle. "You're insane," he said. "We'll all be court-martialed for this." "Then so be it," Ilara replied. "Get to the shuttle. I'm staying with her." One by one the squad backed away. Some grumbled. Others gave her nods of respect. They knew what this meant, what it could cost her. Within minutes, Ilara was alone with the queen. Zayara's breathing was shallow. Ilara knelt beside her, pulling out her medkit. Human medicine wasn't compatible with Vayari physiology, but she could slow the bleeding, maybe stabilize her for transport. Her hands moved quickly, gently. "You called me," Ilara whispered. "Why?" The queen blinked slowly. "Because Your kind listens more than they used to. And I have something they must hear. The queen's chest pulsed, a small glowing nodule rising beneath her skin. Ilara watched as it detached, floating into the air like a jellyfish of energy and light. A memory seed, Ilara realized. A living archive. Zayara nodded weakly. Not just history, truth. Of the war. Of its true cause. Ilara took the seed, feeling its warmth, its subtle pulse. The war had started over territory, or so humanity believed. But Zayara projected more. Images of a parasite, a cosmic horror known only to the Vayari as Shulmar. It devoured stars, infiltrated minds, sowed madness in civilizations. The Vayari had been running from it for millennia, colonizing worlds in a desperate attempt to build a weapon to stop it. When humanity expanded into that same region of space, they'd been mistaken as allies of the parasite. And so, the war began. The true enemy was still out there. Zayara's voice fainter now. You must warn them. They will not listen to me. But perhaps they will listen to one of their own. Then she went still. Ilara leaned in, searching for signs of life, and felt the queen's mind unravel gently into the air, dispersing like mist. She didn't die. She transcended, her consciousness flowing into the seed Ilara held in her gloved hand. The amphitheater trembled. Some ancient failsafe had activated. The queen's death had triggered a collapse. The ceiling groaned, chunks of biostone breaking free. Lara ran. Back aboard the SS Horizon's Edge, Ilara sealed the seed inside a stasis field and locked it in her personal quarters. When the ship returned to Terran High Command, she gave her debrief, a carefully edited version. The Queen was dead. Her squad confirmed it. She was praised, decorated. But she said nothing about the seed. Not yet. She needed time. And allies. Over the following weeks, she made discreet inquiries, reaching out to scientists, historians, and even former Vayari prisoners of war now living in exile. She found one, a linguist named Aru Vel, who had studied Vayari mind seeds before. Together they unlocked it. What they discovered shocked them both. The seed contained not only the Queen's memories, but proof of the Shulmar, evidence of anomalies, dark energy readings, corrupted star systems, entire planetary archives corrupted and erased. The Vayari had been trying to stop it by building a sentient planetary defense grid, and Earth's war had disrupted it, fatally. And worse, the Shulmar had begun moving again. It was heading toward the galactic core, toward Earth's colonies. Ilara stood before the United Planetary Council 3 months later, presenting her findings. She didn't expect them to believe her. She was wrong. Because the seed did more than show memories. It shared emotion, weight, terror. When council members touched it, they felt the truth, just as she had. Minds changed. Alliances shifted. For the first time in history, human and Vayari envoys stood side by side. A joint task force was created. The Queen's legacy and Ilara's rebellion had sparked a fragile peace. They named it Project Zayara. Ilara stood at the edge of a new amphitheater, this one orbiting a neutral moon near the galactic core. Vayari architects grew it with human help. The biostone shimmered, alive with potential. Inside, the seed floated at the center, now amplified, radiating its knowledge across the sector. It was more than a warning. It was a beacon, summoning others who had felt the Shulmar's presence in forgotten corners of the galaxy. They came, and they fought. Together,